The deep and gloomy forest hid many secrets and unknown creatures. However, no creature caused as much horror and amazement as the mythical werewolf, a half-man, half-wolf, who only turned into his werewolf form at night. This story took place in a quiet village surrounded by thick dark foliage and mysterious air. The residents were aware of the legend that every 100 years a werewolf appears and brings with it death and destruction. People were afraid of sunsets, when under the stars the habits of this beast became irreversible. Fate befell the family of young Eliza. One night she heard strange noises at her window. Looking out into the yard, she saw a wolf, whose eyes sparkled with rage and malice. However, something unusual attracted Eliza to this beast. She felt his pain and loneliness, but even she could not imagine how much fate would bind their destinies. Over the next few nights, the neighing moon slowly increased its light over the village, illuminating the dark streets and houses. The wind became a weight in the air, foreshadowing something terrible. Eliza began to realize that the life of her and her family had changed forever. One evening, when the moon had already reached its fullness, Eliza decided to run into the forest to understand what was waiting for her. She ran through the thicket of trees, hearing the moans and screams of the werewolf penetrate her soul. Finally, she stopped at the edge of the forest and saw in front of her a huge wolf transformed from a werewolf. The beast's eyes were full of sadness and despondency, but Eliza felt that there was a spark of kindness here. She was able to penetrate into the depths of his essence and unravel the mystery of his transformation. With determination and love, she tried to reach out to the human part of her being, to convince him that there was hope for healing. The werewolf was cautious at first, but as time passed, he began to show signs of intelligence. Eliza found out that he was doomed to this curse because of an old witch who spoiled his fate. The wolf promised to help Eliza if she could find this witch and remove the curse from him. So began their journey opposite the world-corrupted witch and her insidious henchmen, moving through strange places and facing many challenges. Eliza and the werewolf revealed the secrets of their destinies and became closer to each other. However, while their adventures lead them further into the unknown, something evil and elusive rests in the shadows, the mystery of which is concentrated in the guise of a witch. They know that the most terrible temptation is still ahead, and only strength and faith can help them overcome it and save their lives. Every step, every turn, every obstacle brought Eliza and the werewolf closer to their goal, to find the witch and free him from the curse. They penetrated deeper and deeper into the dark corners of the world, where the witch hid her powers and villainies. The witch, in turn, directed her creatures and animals to stop them on the way. However, Eliza and the werewolf turned out to be too brave and stubborn to succumb to the darkness. They used their strength and joint efforts to cope with all the trials that the witch threw. In their way, each victory brought them closer to the decisive battle. Finally, after a long journey, they reached an abandoned castle, the gloomy haunt of a witch. Their hearts were beating hard as they penetrated inside, fighting the darkness that enveloped every dark corner of the castle. There were moans and screams, as if life itself was meaningless here. Finally, the witch appeared in front of them, insidious and evil, with her spells and power aimed at destruction. But Eliza and the werewolf didn't give up. They confronted her with courage, determination, and the love they developed for each other. In the last fight, they finally managed to defeat the witch, depriving her of all her powers. However, while they were rejoicing in their victory, it turned out that the curse was not so easy to remove. The werewolf still couldn't return to his full human form. Now Eliza and the werewolf face new challenges. They must find a rare potion that can heal the werewolf from his curse. Their search will lead them to unknown and dangerous places. They will face new dangers and traps. But they don't give up. Their love and willpower will allow them to overcome all difficulties. And they know that in the end, victory and freedom await them at the end of this dark path. And so, the story of the creepy werewolf continues, with every turn and with every new challenge. Their destinies intertwine and pave their way to healing and salvation. The search for a rare potion capable of healing. A werewolf led Eliza and him through dangerous and gloomy corners of the world. New secrets were revealed. Their paths crossed with mysterious creatures and sinister hordes of creatures of darkness. They encountered a tower lost in the forest, where powerful sorcerers hid their secrets. Fighters for their lives, they fought against deadly traps and powerful spells, each step getting closer to their goal, to find a valuable potion. Soon, they came to the abandoned tombs of ancient noble families, where forgotten and gloomy forces were slumbering. Encounters with distorted souls and evil spirits tested their will and brought them to the brink of despair. But they did not give up. Their determination was strengthened, and the love in their hearts burned brighter. Finally, something led them to an ancient temple deep in the forbidden forest. It was a place where the supernatural power and reversion of curses were talked about. Eliza and the werewolf discovered that the potion they were looking for could only be created with the help of ancient artifacts distributed in various corners of the dungeon. Something imperfect, betrayal, or a trick was waiting for them in every room of the temple. They fought with ruthless guards and used their powers to overcome obstacles. However, each artifact they found revealed a new mystery and raised a new question. And so, they stood before the final test. The sacrificial altar, surrounded by flames, demanded the last payment, a drop of the most precious blood. No creature can surpass this challenge, and only one whose love and dedication will be boundless will pass through fire and enchantment. Moreover, only this drop of blood of rare purity will be able to remove the curse from the werewolf and return him to full human form. Eliza and the werewolf realize that their love and their destinies are really intertwined together, and only their united desire to overcome these dark forces can lead them to healing and freedom. Therefore, raising their hands, they are ready to go through the fire to save each other and free themselves from the oppression of the curse. A ray of light pierces the altar, and their determination burns stronger than any darkness. And in the end, they will be only one step away from healing and freedom. They overcame all the trials, solved all the riddles, and fought with their fears. Their story is approaching the finale, as well as a new beginning. Eliza and the werewolf, after going through many difficulties and trials, finally reached their goal. They found the last artifact and stood in front of the sacrificial altar, ready to shed a drop of their most valuable blood. They held out their hands, ready to perform the final act to free each other and return the werewolf to his human form. But at this place, the dark forces that they fought against them revealed their true essence. Instead of healing and freedom, the altar turned out to be a trap where evil lost empathy and burned the hearts of Eliza and the werewolf. They became prisoners of their own terrible fate, imprisoned in eternal darkness and pain.